The Boston Red Sox are making a huge splash as they have made a trade with Kansas City Royals. Welcome to the channel. This is Gillis TV here on Clemox, and if you're new to the channel and enjoy anything MLB related, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are close to our 4,000 total. And you know what? Let's get into this. Well, yesterday or a few days ago, I did the Boston Red Sox signed that Ryan Sheriff, a left-handed reliever who could add depth to their bullpen as a lefty. Well, today it makes more sense for everyone who was like, that doesn't really make sense, even myself, as the Boston Red Sox added some much-needed middle infield help on Tuesday, acquiring shortstop Adalberto Mondesi, a player to be named later from the Royals, in exchange for left-handed reliever Josh Taylor. Both teams have announced the trade, so it is official. Mondesi, Boston is acquiring an immensely talented 27-year-old infielder, but also one of the most frequent injured players in the MLB over the past few seasons. Dating back to the 2018 season, Mondesi appeared in only 40% of the Royals' possible games, missing time due to a right shoulder impingement and a groin strain, and a pair of left shoulders inflammations, a left hamstring and oblique strain, and mostly a torn ACL wiped out his 2022 season. But left shoulder injury and ACL tear did require surgery. It's a daunting list of injuries for Mondesi, but it's nevertheless difficult not to be enticed by Mondesi's blend of power, speed, and defense. In 1,366 Major League plate appearances, Mondesi has 38 home runs, 54 doubles, 20 triples, and 133 stolen bases. He also amassed 23 outs above average and a 13.3 ultimate zone rating in 2,126 career innings at shortstop. Beyond the injuries, that combination of raw skill is also undercut by an aggressive approach and a subpar bat-to-ball skills that regularly lead to subpar OBPs. Mondesi has fanned in 30.2% of his plate appearances against just 44.4% walk rate and his career .244 hitting in the big leagues. That includes a rough 140 average showing in 2020, though that came up in a tiny sample of just 54 plate appearances before getting injured. Mondesi is talented, and fans, evaluators for years now have been praising about what he could be if the injury stopped. But the Red Sox will be the first team other than the Royals to try and keep Mondesi healthy and maximize the return on those raw tools. They're only acquiring a year of his services, as despite his struggles to remain on the field, Mondesi has racked up over 5 major league service time through various stints on the injured list. He and the Royals avoided arbitration and agreeing to a $3.045 million salary back in December, which was reported here on Clemox. Boston needs for up-the-middle help has skyrocketed over the offseason, with Xander Bogaerts heading to the Padres via free agency, and Trevor Story now sidelined for at least a significant portion of 2023 campaign following internal brace surgery in his right elbow. Boston signed Adam Duvall to play center, thereby pushing Enrique Hernandez to the middle infield. With Mondesi on board, he can likely handle the bulk of the workload at shortstop when healthy, while Hernandez slides over to second base. Christian Arroyo remains on hand as a utility option who could play second base regularly should Hernandez need to slide over the shortstop in event of a Mondesi injury. As for the Royals, the trade of Mondesi represents a disappointing outcome regarding a player they once viewed as a potential fundamental piece. The long-term outlook of the infield now contains a new cast of characters highlighted by Bobby Witt Jr. and defensive standout Nicky Lopez. The trade of Mondesi should open up additional playing time for 24-year-old Michael Massey, who the organization hopes can be a prominent piece of the infield for years to come. Kansas City is also acquiring 3 years of Taylor, an affordable talent lefty reliever who missed the 2022 season due to a back injury. When he's been healthy, Taylor has pitched 102 1/3 innings at the MLB level, logging 3.69 ERA with the impressive 29.4 strikeout rate against more troubling 10% walk rate. Taylor averages nearly 95 miles per hour on his heater, has an average ground ball tendencies, and owns a hefty 15% swinging strike rate in his career. A possible opponent for even more strikeout upside. He is set to earn $1.025 million in 2023 and is controllable through 2025 via arbitration. Talented as Taylor is, he's had his own share of health troubles in his pro career. The lefty missed time with shoulder tendonitis in 2020 before dealing with a back strain late in 2021, and then missed the 2022 season due to a continuation of the back issue. He also struggled against right-handed batters, yielding a .283 batting line as opposed to 173 slash against the lefties. It is the second trade in as many days for the Royals, who have trimmed off more than $6.5 million off their 2023 payroll by trading Mondesi and center fielder Michael A. Taylor. You could go check that out. Clem did that last night. The newly acquired Josh Taylor and lefty Evan Sisk, acquired in the last night's trade with the Twins, gives Kansas City a pair of lefties who can impact the bullpen this season. It also frees up some additional resources for the Royals to continue their reported pursuit of a Zach Greinke reunion, or perhaps another bat to add elsewhere in the lineup. So, sorry, that was a long, article there. And it's true. When the Royals signed Mondesi, I said, this kid was so high talented. He had the power, he had the speed, he had the defense. Stolen bases were one thing, but the power for the home runs was another thing. And if he can stay healthy, Boston has found that replacement for Xander Bogaerts. Not as good as Xander Bogaerts, but this kid can get on base, can get you, those extra base hits. And playing in Fenway with that monster of a wall, if he can hit that wall, there's no guaranteed he's going to stop at first. He can make it to second, possibly third, by just hitting the monster. I am excited to see what this kid can do in Boston, especially in Fenway for, 80-some games, where if he hits the monster at least 60 times, he probably has 60 doubles. That's how fast he is. He can steal bases. This is a really good trade by the Boston Red Sox. Yes, barring they lose a lefty reliever, and next up is, I believe, Ryan Sheriff, unless they try and find someone. But they still have Joely Rodriguez, who they signed early this offseason. That could be your top potential lefty reliever, and so on. And for the Kansas City Royals, they're getting some lefty pitcher help in the bullpen, which is what they needed. They are shredding salary cap for other things. Weird seeing Michael A. Taylor go, but hey, and then going and trading Mondesi, it is shredding salary cap. That's all you need to know for today. As I just woke up, I'm going to go see my kids. You guys have a great one. I'll catch you on the next one.